Howdy guys, happy Saturday. Christian Princess, what's going on? Thank you. Yeah, I realized this morning some guys messaged me in the Discord that, hey Tony, you're not supposed to play the audio. And I went and looked at the judge's letter. I had only read the first page. So I updated the thumbnail, and we'll do a live reaction video. I'll be listening in on my phone, maybe relaying some thoughts to you guys. I got a lot of requests from people in the UK and overseas. They don't want to call in long distance. So I was trying to help everybody out. I got ahead of my skis, but we'll still relay the information and do a wrap up of that once the call's done. But I will be on live when the call is happening. You just won't be able to hear it. Thank you for watching out for me. Yeah, I want to talk to you guys now about Mullen and about Bed Bath & Beyond. Two hot ones this weekend. Bed Bath & Beyond. The headlines say that we should potentially expect a bankruptcy filing this weekend. I actually didn't make any videos on Friday because I was ready to go to make the bankruptcy video on Friday with Bed Bath & Beyond, and we didn't get the official notification. So I am keeping eyeballs on that this weekend. Right now, I'm just hanging out. My wife is doing some shopping for her mom. We've got a movie in 2 hours, so we'll live stream here for about an hour, and then we're gonna go see Evil Dead Rise, which I've heard nothing but good things about. And I saw The Covenant yesterday, that war movie over in Afghanistan. It was excellent, in my opinion, if you like war-themed movies, especially because it focused. I mean, the battle scenes were well done. The cinematography was well done. The actors, both of them, were fantastic. And they did a good job with the script explaining the character bond between the soldier and the translator. And yeah, I mean, you kind of got invested in both characters. And I like a good movie like that where I almost felt like it started off a little bit slow, but it was doing that character development. And it was a 2-hour long movie, and I never felt like it was 2 hours. It was really, really good. Looking forward to Evil Dead Rise. I don't know that I have saw any of the previous Evil Dead movies, and I feel a little bit remiss going to watch something that maybe I saw them, maybe, but I mean, been so long ago I forgot. Anyways, Bed Bath & Beyond, potential bankruptcy this weekend. Mullen, Lawrence Harge, Mr. Harge. He's Harge and in charge with his black box technology. Mr. Harge says that he has a device that'll plug into an electric vehicle that will charge it without it being plugged in. I want to know, what do you guys think? I've watched a lot of content on Mr. Harge in the last 24 hours. And I can tell he seems like a nice man. He seems very sincere, like he believes in what he's talking about. I can't tell, based on the information that's out there, if what he is telling us he has is legit. And I got a lot of questions on that in the past 24 hours too. I would like to see a robust test cycle done in vehicles driven in real world conditions and validated by independent company. I know they've done some testing up on a rack with, not real world driving. And he started off applying his technology to golf carts and maybe a e-bike. And they think this is going to be the next greatest thing. What I said to the folks in the Discord this morning is, doesn't really matter if it's legit or not, Mullen could get a pop off of this if there is enough retail excitement about it. And I have some Mullen that I bought at 10 cents. And I have a little bit less that I bought at 25 cents. So if they run it up on this news, I'll be happy for that. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but we've seen stranger things happen, right? Stocks run up on news that ends up not being real. I don't know how long it'll take for us to know if the Harge news is real. It's black box. They could string this out with very cryptic press conferences for months. I'm not a battery expert. I'm not an auto expert. I'm not an EV expert. But I do have some experience in electronics and manufacturing and product test. And I have dealt with batteries and charging and the related failures for, quite a bit. I'm not an engineer, right? I have a degree in electronics. I was an engineering manager in charge of electrical and mechanical. And there were sometimes we'd spend a year looking into charging issues and exploding batteries and things like that. So I'm not ignorant of the topic, but I'm not an electrical engineer either. So I don't want to get it twisted. But as a former test guy, I want to see more robust testing. I want to see the reports, and I want to know what exactly is this that he's got. And there's not enough for me to say that it's legit right now. So I'm going to say I'm skeptical until I see more. And I'm just very demanding from an engineering side when I see a vague press release, vague press conference. Not saying he's not legit. He seems like a very sincere, easily believable, easily likable guy. And as a owner of Mullen at 10 cents a share, I hope it runs up. Blazin says, where does he claim the energy is coming from? He doesn't claim anything. Blazin, this is the problem I have. He makes statements like, oh, you could drive your car at 40 miles an hour with the lights on and the AC and 4 passengers, and then you could go park it for 2 days and it will recharge itself. And I'm like, okay, I know a little bit about electronics. I mean, I only did that for 20 years. And I've researched perpetual energy from a mild curiosity standpoint over the years. And I've never seen anybody been able to prove it. So if this guy discovered something that everybody else missed, that is potentially possible. He's going to be rich and Mullen's going to do fine. But is it legit? That is the nagging question. I can't tell you. I'm certainly not going to put out a bunch of pump videos on Mullen and then be embarrassed if this ends up being a scam. I'm just going to say what I said right now. I need to see more. It could run up. Even if it's a scam, the price could still run up. So play it accordingly. Use healthy caution and skepticism until we know more. Corey Jones, what's up? I'm drinking some Waterloo sparkling water, blackberry lemonade. It's not a sponsor of the channel. My wife just bought this because she thought we'd like it. It's pretty damn good. Dana says, I think Mr. Harge will be rich. He made it sound like he's already gotten a little bit of a payoff. Guy sounds like he's had a hard life. I listened to hours of him talking just to get a feel for the man. He's been through a lot. The life of an inventor. The life of, if he's to be taken at his word, someone who put in whatever it took to get his product out. Another kind of nagging question I had, though, I don't know if you guys caught this. He said he was talking to Ford, and Ford told him to go take the product to be independently verified. And then he does a deal with Mullen. Like, if it was somewhat promising, why didn't Ford just snatch that shit up? There's a lot of inconsistencies with the story. Maybe I need to go back and listen again, but did anybody else catch that? Blazin says it sounds like another battery. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he's doing some type of regenerative charging, Blazin, and storing it in something. He keeps on saying batteries don't store energy. Okay, batteries don't store electricity. That is true. They store typically, they store chemical energy. Yeah, there's just, it's hard to read between the lines with this man. So I saw a few pictures of people trying to decipher from the past year what it is that he's installing in these golf carts. I don't even know if they identified the right part. People were focusing on a little off-the-shelf voltage regulator. I don't know. I'm not going to make any. How do I know that those people taking pictures of a voltage regulator was, it wasn't in his hand, wasn't in Mr. Harge's hand? How do I know that that's really his part, his black box? I don't really know. I don't know what to say, but I'd like to be a believer, but I'm skeptical until I see more. Mullen to 100K. Let's fucking go, Mullen. What else? Bed Bath and Beyond bankruptcy. Who could have predicted this, Blazin? I know. Just us. I know. There's a few other people who were calling that. And no, I hate to see it. And no, I don't want anyone to lose their jobs. And no, I don't want Bed Bath and Beyond to go bankrupt. But the financials, okay, they ran out of cash. Same thing I'm worried about with AMC. They fucking ran out of cash and they didn't do anything about it till it was too late. At least AMC is getting ahead of the game by a couple quarters. You want to watch a company go bankrupt. You want to see some executives that let their company go bankrupt. Just look at Bed Bath and Beyond. At least AMC's trying. What do I think about Shlomo Zussman's letter to the court? Someone posted that in our Discord also. I don't know. Do you guys think Shlomo, Mr. Zussman, do you think that was a pseudonym, a fake name? I don't know if that's a real person or not. The letter cracked me up. Yes, I'm sure. You guys want to know, did I find it funny? I found it funny. Yes. Nickel or Dime says supposedly Saudi Arabia is interested. I heard that also. I have not had time yet to chase down the Saudi Arabia. Is there a press release or was it a rumor? Someone mentioned that to me the other day, and I just been so busy. Last night I was just knackered, tired, and I went to bed relatively early for a change. Like, I don't even know. But anyways, I got a good night's sleep. I wasn't up doing research till 2 a.m. like normal. So I'm not caught up on the Saudi Arabia Mullen thing, but I do want to dig into that this weekend. Corey Jones says he picked up a bottle of monkey shoulder. I picked up something. Where did I put it? If I come live stream later tonight after the movie, I've got a bottle of bourbon I picked up. I haven't tried monkey shoulder. Cupid News, thank you. Have I been following BBIG? I have, yeah. I did a video on it, not because I wanted to, but because someone that I care about asked me to give an opinion on BBIG. Look, it's never been a company I've been a fan of, just to be blunt. That's why I don't provide coverage on it. We watched it a year ago or more. Whenever it has the FOMO bumps, we'll watch or play BBIG, but the finances have never been anything that like enticed me to buy it or make a video about it. I just really don't like covering money losing companies that are in a decline. So when I did my recent deep dive, my unfortunate video that I did 2 weeks ago, I came to the conclusion that it's still going to go down from here, from where it's at. That I don't know that that's right. That's just, if someone wanted to know my thoughts, that is my thoughts, that it's likely to go down from here. Yeah, I made the thumbnail a little bit inflammatory because probably no one's going to watch it if I don't. But I'm still not a big fan of BBIG. MC, thank you, friend. Salute. I have a beer on you and one for the wife tonight at AMC Theaters in your honor when we go watch Evil Dead Rise. Dan says, Mr. Shlomo just trying to make retail look stupid. That someone said that letter was written by ChatGPT. Christian Princess says, Market Watch has an article, AMC sells stake in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, that was several months ago, Christian. That is true. AMC had been working on a joint venture over in Saudi Arabia, and for whatever reason, maybe it wasn't working out to be as profitable as they want. Several months ago, they sold that stake to the partner there in Saudi Arabia. Diatog says BBIG modified their articles of incorporation without shareholder vote to increase the number of preferred shares and decrease the amount of common. I went over in my video about 5 items on the upcoming vote. When is that vote anyways? April 27th or something, or did they already have it? There were about 5 dilutive measures, proposals on the upcoming BBIG vote. And none of them looked very good for a company that is in decline. You know, it's one thing to raise cash because you need a bridge for 9 months and your profits and your industry is recovering like AMC. I'll give them a pass. But to do dilution while you're falling down the rabbit hole, it doesn't look good. And I think BBIG is delinquent on still 1 quarterly filing. So, I mean, it's really hard to judge how good is a company. The people that have been covering BBIG were dealing on info that was 9 months ago. Oh, they have 180 million in cash, Tony. How could you hate it? Well, we haven't seen any filings, have we? And then lo and behold, all that cash is gone now. All of it. It's all gone. Because they were delinquent on their filings and they broke their debt covenants. Bad, 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 bad. So yeah, this, I guess, I mean, I haven't looked at I know after I did my video, BBIG they did release 1 quarterly statement. They're still delinquent one. So I need to go look at the new one, but I already saw a filing from them that had their cash position as of a few months ago, and it was almost zilch. Sad news for BBIG. Let's see. I got Mr. Harge article pulled up here. Mr. Harge teases a $10 billion contract with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia already has a large investment in Lucid. There were rumors, as you guys might know, a month or two ago that Saudi Arabia might be buying Lucid out altogether. Maybe Saudi Arabia is interested in licensing this technology for their Lucid cars. I don't know. Are they going to buy Mullen? I mean, can you see Saudi princes driving around in Mullen when they got Lucid? I don't think so. Not to throw a wet blanket, but one is a fucking diamond and one is a bar of silver. And it also drives me nuts that Mr. Harge calls it Mullins. I'm so happy to have done this deal with Mullins. Mullins is a great company. I love me some Mullins. There's no S, Mr. Harge. Stop. Stop. Headstock Camera says, I'm leery to get in any new ticker lately. I don't blame you. I'm trying to stay as cash heavy as I can right now, because some of us, a couple of us, are worried about the market cratering in the next few months. I'd rather have cash if everything crumbles. I'm ready to go buy me some more Tesla and Costco and Amazon, whatever blue chip shit I can get my hands on. So I'm trying to not get over levered in risky plays like Mullen, just to have it get rug pulled by a market. If the market gets rug pulled, everything's coming down, everything. And I'm gonna use that opportunity to buy solid companies, buy more of them. Lawrence and Mullen said, Lawrence and Mullen plan as a license deal. Okay. Let's see what else this article says. We knew about this. Mullen has a joint venture with Mr. Harge's company, Global EV and EV Technologies. His device is called Battery Life Enhancing Technology. BLET. BLET. We should help him come up with a better name. Along with Evercharge technology, or energy management module. He needs a marketing team. You got to have something. You got to have a word. BLET. Sounds like a Russian spy technology. Yes, I've got the Mullen outfitted with BLET. Mullen will own a 51% equity interest, while the other two companies, Mr. Harge's companies, own 49%. We got a letter of agreement between them, and EVT will license its battery improving technology along with the related IP rights. And yeah, here we go. EVT may grant a limited exclusive license to a third party specifically for the United Arab Emirates. Mullen will pay Harge $50K and an additional $5 million. Hallelujah! Betsy, we're going to be rich. Once the definitive agreements are completed and the IP rights are assigned. Mr. Mishery just handing out our money. You get $5 million. You get $5 million. Diatog says, I agree about the vote. The change to the articles happened last year and is primarily why they're seeking to increase the commons. Typically, to to increase. Let me go back and read your other. They modified their articles of incorporation without a shareholder vote. I don't know if that is possible, but they may have done a sneak in on a previous vote, kind of like what AMC did on our last vote. They didn't really talk about the change to the articles of incorporation. If you voted for the reverse split and the conversion, you were also approving Appendix A, which wasn't explicitly laid out in any of the proposals. You had to read through the entire damn thing, go all the way down to the last page, and they had we're going to amend. I don't know if amend is the right word, but basically AMC burned 10 million preferred shares, right, to create APE. Appendix A on the very last page said, hey, we're resetting that back to 50 million. Those 10 million got burned. We want to have 50 million in our back pocket for anti-takeover, so we're going to reset that. So was that without shareholder approval, or did people just not read? I wasn't too worried about it. I didn't make a big deal about it because we've had 50 million since 2013. So whether they had 40 or 50, look, the number of preferred shares AMC has is really the last worry that anybody should have right now relative to running out of cash. That's what I'm worried about right now. Christian Princess says, Tesla's been dropping. Yeah, everybody's asking me every day in the Discord, are you buying yet? Are you buying? No, I'm not buying yet. I sold on the run up, and I'll put my little Tesla chart up here. I don't know. Like I told them, I don't know if I'll be able to get back in Tesla where I want. Where is it? Here we go. You can see my little lines here of where I like to buy Tesla, these green lines. And so I did buy right here. I've had these lines drawn before it came down. When it went through there, I bought at about, I forget what I bought at, 106, I think. And then I sold in the run up. And now I'm waiting to see. Too early to tell. But I'm waiting to see if it can drop back down below 135. Anywhere below 135, I'm okay with it. 100 would be much better. And it could, I have it here. It could go down to 80, 70, 60 if they have some bad quarters or the economy collapses. That would not surprise me. So I'm not anxious to go load up in Tesla at 165. That's just me. I'm conservative. I have a long-term outlook, and there's thousands of stocks I can buy. I'd rather wait and get it at a price that I want. Could there be some little trading opportunities if you want to trade it for 10, 20 bucks? Sure. Sure there could. Someone said it's shilly in here. Who's shilly? Who's being shilly? Me? Are you calling me shilly? Diatog says definitely without shareholder approval on BBIG. Okay, I believe you. I'll go in and look. The filing stated they were allowed to do it because they had no voting shares. Okay, yeah. To be honest, the first time that I dug into a deep dive on all of their filings was that video I did a couple weeks ago. All the previous work I did on BBIG was like a 5-minute look at the financials. I mean, I can tell generally what's going to happen by doing that. And only if I'm really going to make a video about something do I bother to read filings. So I did not go back far enough, but now you got me intrigued. that they had the ability to create preferred without shareholder approval because they had no voting shares, which was not true. Count me intrigued. Corey says, I know you're not buying Tesla, but I had to buy a couple shares. I'm not gonna ever down talk anyone that wants to trade Tesla or take a chance. Like I said, I have no guarantees that it'll get below 134. So do not take trading advice from me. I'm here to share what I'm doing. You guys want to know my opinions. This is what I'm doing. If it goes below that, I will buy some. What does that mean? Everyone always says, oh, Tony, you said you're buying at 134 and it just dropped to 80. Ha ha. If it drops below 134, I will then go into active monitoring mode to watch the candles and try and catch some sort of bottom on that. Like if it's fallen through 134 and still falling, I'm not just going to jump in and buy it, right? You don't want to catch a falling knife, but I have my alert set so that when it gets to that price, I can start paying daily attention or minute by minute attention, whatever it takes. And then if I bought at 130 and it went to 100, I would, as long as it was market dynamics, not Tesla bad news, I would buy more at 100. Then I'd buy more at 60 to average down. As long as I still believe in the company and think that the reason it's falling is related to the market. Hopefully that makes sense. Christian Princess says she got out of Highcroft with a small profit before it dropped. Let's see, what do we got coming up with Highcroft? We got a vote coming up for the reverse split. We got no income. And we got a milling plant that needs to be built. I know there's people out there saying don't vote for the reverse split. If the reverse split fails, I will probably be selling my entire Highcroft position because, like I said, I'm not going to hold a company that gets dropped down to the pink sheets. And they need that reverse split. I know everybody hates them. I own a couple shares at 50 cents. And but I'm not going to hold a company that gets dropped down to the pink sheets. I'll let it get dropped down, and then buy. I'll pick it up off the floor and dust it off when it gets obliterated. But it is sad. It is sad that people have such a negative outlook on reverse splits. You can't blame the reverse split. I mean, they're trying to stay listed on the NASDAQ. The thing to blame is that the company has no revenue. That's why the price is tanking. They're done mining for the next year. They got plenty of cash. They got plenty of cash to survive and do their drilling and exploration, but they need to stay on the NASDAQ. So that's what they're trying to do. And as long as they have no cash, the price is going to probably fall. As long as they have no income, the price is going to fall. Whether the reverse split is approved or not, it's going to fall. So don't vote on the reverse split because you're worried about the price. The price is going to fall. They have no revenue. Do I dollar cost average? Depends. I was doing a lot of dollar cost averaging on crypto until it started tanking. I don't, and I have done it previously in my life on 401k type mutual funds, putting in a set amount every month. But I don't typically do it in stocks, no. I usually try and identify if it's a company I'm really interested in holding for the long term, I'll spend a day or two going through everything I can about them, all the filings, all the product roadmaps, management, studying the charts, and identify what, based on their future earnings, if it's a profitable company, what I think a good entry is. And then I just wait. And I've had to wait sometimes 2 years. Like I sold Tesla on that run up to 1,200, and that was what, over a year ago. Then I didn't buy it back till January 2023. So this type of investing requires a certain amount of patience. For my daily fix, if I'm really feeling that, then I'll do a little day trading or momentum trading. And for that, all of that analysis that I'm talking about, it doesn't matter. You don't need it. Just look at the chart. Can you get in early? And then watch it and have fun. Hopefully you got in early enough. By the time I find half of them, it's already past the point where I feel safe getting in. I'm just I hate losing money, so I would rather not buy stuff that's already run up 200%. These little penny stock plays. Have I looked into Palantir? It's on my list. I owned some in 2021 at a period where it wasn't doing anything, and so I sold it. I probably bought in too late. I didn't lose anything. It was just flatlining. And so I sold it to move that money into something else that I could be more productive with. Don't have anything much to say about them, good or bad. And I haven't done a deep dive on them. I know that Massalorian's pretty bullish on them. He's done more research into them than I have, but my level of research it's pretty deep. And I don't know. I mean, every time I talk to Massalorian, he gets me excited. Like I need to go study this company. I just haven't done it yet. Let's take a look here. Let's do the 60-second overview. Increasing revenues, that is good. We're on quarterly, right? Net income improving, and they had a positive quarter. That is good. 3.4 billion in assets, 818 million in total liabilities. That looks good. Cash, 2.6 billion total current liabilities. That just from 60 seconds, I should look into this company. I should. I'll add it to my list for this week. How about that? Let's look at the chart. Let's see if the chart backs up what we're seeing there. I would predict that it should be coming up from the last quarterly earnings. When was that? This was the quarter that ended 12/31. That was right here. And based on that pretty good quarter, they started coming out of this long decline they were in. And probably rightly so, because that was a pretty good quarter. I think, look, all of this big run up, the Cathie Woods FOMO run up of 2021, that's probably overdone. Are we going to be in $40 range on Palantir anytime soon? I doubt it. But I don't know. I would need to do more analysis to see what their roadmap is going forward. $5 would have been a good entry. It's at $8 now. if they can continue that trend of positive quarters, this could be a decent play at this price. I will keep you posted. I'll see if I can get a video out on them this week. Do I watch? Oh, he's asking Christian Princess. Yeah, Headstock Harem, the bear market. That's when I started logging it, right around Thanksgiving 2021. Boy, oh boy, I'm ready for this shit to be over. What's up, dog mom? Christian Princess says, I think anything Elon is in will always be a success. I like Elon. I like his hardworking attitude. Seems like a sharp guy. And the only nagging concern I have about Tesla is overly optimistic investors, overly valued stock, which is why I'm kind of harsh on where I buy in at to minimize my risk. Like if it truly is overvalued, which I think any value investor would agree that it is, not a retail trader. No retail trader is going to say Tesla is overvalued, but I'm saying a value investor are almost universally going to agree that Tesla is overvalued at this price. And knowing that, I would prefer to just be patient, take all that risk of a big downturn on Tesla out. And we'll see. We'll see. I wouldn't mind momentum trading Tesla from time to time if I see it solidly sitting in a range or moving up in a more bullish market. But with everything that I'm doing right now is got a shadow cast over it of a potential bear market. Like everything I'm buying right now, like, am I going to lose 50% if the market tanks? What's the first things that are going to get decimated? Overvalued stocks. So that's how my view is on things until we know we're back in a bull market. Blazin says, you were correct, Tony, when you said a year ago it was overvalued. Sometimes, Blazin, it takes a long time for people to realize I'm correct about stuff. I get it. I get it. A lot of what I say is not popular in the moment, but don't judge me in the moment. Judge me a year from now. That's all I ask. Be patient with me. I'm here to truly help. It doesn't always feel good on the I want it right now emotions. I get it. What we're looking for right now is the absolute best companies if things crater. What is our best companies for when it recovers? And you know what I'm talking about, like the Microsoft, Costco's, Amazon's. Those are really what I want to spend the next few weeks getting videos out to you guys in preparation. Hopefully some of y'all got some cash sitting around. Hopefully you're not fully invested, because that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting on cash. Yes, I have my plays, but I'm trying to accumulate cash in my account so that if the worst happens, instead of crying about it, throwing my computer through the window, I can say, yes, this is that moment when panic and fear set in and you see those huge red candles that I can buy. And when the market corrects, I'll be good. I think, I want to buy some Costco too, but I think it is also overvalued. And it's a great company, and I'm a member. Keygen says he sold everything that he could in order to get more cash. You sleep a lot better at night in a bear market having a healthy, a sizable percentage of your portfolio in cash. Maybe we won't need it, right? Maybe this is the bottom. And then we can say cool, and we can buy as things go up. And that's fine. Once the bull market starts, it's not really going to matter where we buy. We're going to be okay probably for a couple years. But God damn. Haven't we lost enough since November? I don't want to be fully invested and watch it drop another 20 or 40%. But day trading, if you can do it intelligently, like in and out on some little side plays, I think that's fine. It's that risk of holding shit overnight, and then you get some news that a bank went bankrupt or China invaded Taiwan or some other bad news. There's a ton of bad news just waiting to drop on us. Not trying to be a negative Nelly, but I'm just saying, I'm explaining my position for being cautious and keeping some cash on the side. Corey says, I hope Nvidia drops 40%. That would be beautiful. Not if you just bought Nvidia, but yes, I would love to pick up some Nvidia on a major drop. Any thoughts on what could be the best catalyst to start a bull market? Well, stimulus checks. That's a catch-22, because yes, having the liquidity come back into people's pockets would be good, but for the economy as a whole, printing more money, I mean, that's what got us where we're at right now. The best catalyst that the market really is waiting for, in my opinion, is for rates to start coming down. As long as interest rates are high or increasing, it's going to be difficult. If they could level out, or even better, Jerry P starts dropping some hints that, oh yeah, we're looking at maybe cutting rates at the next meeting, then maybe the market could say, okay, well, maybe the worst is over. Let's get in early before everybody else piles in, before retail figures it out. I know, Blazin', if we look at all of these, everything, I mean, people feel bad about their GameStop's down, their AMC's down, their Rivian, Neo, Tesla, whatever. I mean, everything. There were a lot of overvalued stocks in 2021. And they're all down. Tesla, 75%. Nvidia down 68%. Microsoft down 38%. Amazon down 56%. Costco down 28%. I saw more layoff notices in the news at the end of this week that we just finished up too. We're not done with the layoffs yet. I was hoping, really hoping, that all the bad news would be out of the system by end of March, but that didn't happen. So now April, May, now I'm saying let's see where we're at the end of June. Oh, good Lord. Maybe I should have some caffeine before the movie. Do you guys ever get in those big old comfy chairs and you have yourself a delicious AMC barbecue burger and some fries? or a big ass bucket of popcorn, and then you lay that seat back and you just like catch yourself falling asleep. I gotta slap myself sometimes not to fall asleep, even if it's a good movie. It doesn't help that I never sleep. And it also doesn't do any good that the movie's like blaring in my ears. I get in that dark room, that comfortable chair. The theater we're going to tonight, the chairs are even heated. It's fully reclining and heated. My wife loves this particular theater because she does not have to bring a blanket. Yeah, those mac and cheese bites are excellent. By the way, I'm almost done with getting through the entire menu at AMC. Almost done. I was thinking, how could I do a good thumbnail when I've got a few salads left to try? How could I do a good thumbnail to announce that I made it through the entire menu? Maybe I'll just go buy one of everything on the menu and have them lay it out for me on a table so I can do a photo. That would be pretty cool. I don't know what that would cost. Probably $1,000. That's an expensive thumbnail. But we could invite the homeless from right up the corner from AMC and just feed them all. Blazin says he watched Megan and Transcendence last night. Ex Machina was last week. I don't know if I've seen Transcendence. Let's see. What else? Nickel or Dime says, what are my thoughts on BRICS and the dollar? I've only read the headlines. Obviously, I'm concerned about any efforts of these other countries to make some effort for the US dollar not to be the world currency. But yeah, I mean, look, if you're Russia and China, for sure, they understandably have some incentive to try and work with their allies to destabilize the dollar. So it's not going to be good for us if they are successful. Other than that, you know, I probably need to go do a little bit more catching up on the topic because I've been so in the weeds on these individual stocks that I'm falling behind on my macroeconomic news. Yeah, we were going back to the sleeping in the theater. We were joking about that the other day. Like AMC, what I wonder if they could make some money, especially if they were located near corporate centers. You know what I'm talking about? Like a place where there's a lot of jobs, where, especially in tech, where people are working long days. What if they just reserved one theater a day for naps? You walk in, you could lay back the chair. They're playing like some white noise or a rainstorm. The ocean waves lapping up onto the shore. Some Tibetan singing bowl gong music. Something. Do you think they could make money selling naps? Or maybe not even the entire day, just like in a 3-hour window in the middle of the day. Dark room, soothing music, and a blanket. Turismo says that would be for my tinnitus. The the white noise. Petro yuan, is that what they're calling the new BRICS thing? It is it is troubling, right? Because these are large countries: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And some of them have oil. I'll do some light reading on that too. I've been mostly, between trying to get some videos out, trying to finish this damn book for my exam. So I'm just haven't had as much free time for light reading, like what's going on with the global macroeconomics, as I would like to. Andrew says, put in the expensive full massage chairs. I would recommend, Adam Aaron, at select locations, test out a 3-hour window, midday, one theater reserved for naps for $12 with a free blanket. And if that goes well, then, once you can prove out the concept, then you can think about doing the massage chairs. Have any of y'all been to a Regal? What did he say? Have the 4D experience, or they have that other theater with, like, it's got the big screen and then it's got two more big screens on an angle. There's nothing like that in my area. And I haven't been to a Regal in 2 years anyways. But it popped up in my Twitter feed, this big wraparound movie screen thing they have. I was wondering, does that feel more immersive, or is it irritating because you got that big line between the screens? It's not like one big curved screen, it's 3 screens. And what do you do when you sit over on the very side? Like, gotta look up at that screen. I was just wondering why AMC didn't do anything like that. The big wraparound screens. That's where I was going with this. And since I don't have anything like that in my area, if you've been to one, it was pretty cool, let me know. I do like to sometimes check out the competition just to see what they're doing that maybe we could be doing better. I swear, man, half the time we go to a movie, my wife is like, can we go to Alamo? I really like those truffle fries. I'm like, no. When we're at, when the AMC play is done, we can go to Alamo. But you want to go to Alamo? Go by yourself. Can you imagine? No one would recognize me when I'm out and about, when I'm in an AMC theater. But the moment I was in an Alamo Draft House watching a movie, there'd be someone there. Tony Denaro at an Alamo. Oh man, they'd make videos about that. It would spread like wildfire through the troll channels. He doesn't even go to AMC. He's lying to you. Nicola Dime says theaters in Chicago that have dinner menu. Yeah, the one we're going to tonight, the AMC, has it's a full restaurant. They call it the dine-in theater. And I know there's not that many of them around the country, but if you're lucky enough to have one in your area, it's pretty solid food. I mean, like legit burgers, gourmet type burgers, legit salads. If your wife wants a salad. And other things like there's so many things on the menu. I forget the chicken sandwich, the grilled chicken sandwich, the breaded chicken sandwich. Excellent. All kinds of appetizers. I think tonight I have not ordered every single appetizer on the menu. There's so many, but they have a sample platter. So maybe I'll get that. That way I don't have to order. That'll save me 5 trips of ordering all the different appetizers. Ernest says, just think the AMC play will be done in another 10 years. I hope not, Ernest. I mean, I don't mind. If AMC is making money, I don't mind holding it down the road. Just like you guys, I'd like to have some run up where we could make some money, and then I'll rebuy it after it comes back down. As long as they're profitable. But right now, it is what it is. Just like, you know, the other plays that I caution you on, it's a company that's not yet profitable. So I get it. I get it. We all got in it for a short squeeze. Me too. That was no secret. None of us wanted to be sitting around 2 years later talking about, well, now the fundamentals matter. But hey, we burned through most of the cash, and we're this close. We're this close to changing that dynamic where we're not burning through cash. Can you imagine in 2024 where we start racking up quarters where we're not losing money every quarter? Yes, God bless. I'd love a catalyst or a run up before then, but I'm just saying, I can't predict that. We've all been sitting around waiting for 2 years. And if one happens, beautiful. But in the meantime, I got to live in the world of reality. And because that's a universe we might be stuck in, right? The universe of reality. I got to plan my investment around the world of reality and hope for the catalyst. There have been people making millions of man hours of tweets and videos about the catalyst. It hasn't come, so I got to fall back to what I know, which is the world of reality. And I'll go back to saying, if the catalyst happens, excellent. I'm in the play. We'll all win. But in the meantime, I got to be smart, and I know finance. I know balance sheets. So I'm going to keep talking about that. There's 100 other places you can get the catalyst of the week content. But if you want a little check-in about, in case that doesn't happen, I'll still be here. I'll be taking all the arrows in the back, all the mean tweets, all the lies, all the hate. It's okay. I'm a grown man. I can take it. Headstock Harem says, oil change, tire rotation, or new wipes during the movie. That would probably get everyone's cars all goofed up. Yeah. I mean, you could contract out. We have a high-end shopping center just right down the road from me. And in their parking garage, they have a full mobile mechanic. I call it mobile, but I mean, you park your car right there, give them your keys, and they'll do all that shit for you right there in the parking garage. It is, I mean, it's a good service to offer. Why doesn't AMC take more advantage of that? Maybe, I don't know. I mean, yeah, easy ideas like that, right? Have someone come park there with their mobile van. And so maybe they only get 30 oil changes done in a night, but AMC gets a cut. Imagine if that little stuff adds up. There's so many. I just love your guys' little ideas like that. So many different ways this company could be pursuing other revenue opportunities. But that being said, I don't know if they have the ability to do that because of the way their properties are leased. Like, did you notice the fine print in the wording when Adam was talking about doing EV chargers? It was something like we could offer this in the parking lots that we control. There's a lot of parking lots that AMC doesn't control. And landlords sometimes have, limitations on what you can do. Maybe AMC can't subcontract to an oil change place, but it's definitely good to run those traps, right? Bring up the ideas, see what they think. Tweet Adam Aaron. Ask him at a movie meet and greet. Who saw the meet and greet from the other night? I have not seen the video yet, but I've seen people posting it. And by the way, Steven, just another ape, is going to be meeting with Adam Aaron in Vegas here coming up on the 28th, I think. And he's looking for questions. So if you have questions, send them to me on Twitter or go over to Steven's channel. It is just another ape, and leave him a comment on his latest video just so he can have those there. He was asking me, what questions can I ask? We had one. Steven, are you in the chat? I was just talking to him on a Discord call. We came up with one good question. Shit, what was it? Dividends? No. Profits? No. We were talking about Regal going bankrupt. Well, shit, I forget what it was. Maybe Steven's listening and he can remind me. Hazel, what's up? Hey, Hazel says, can we break out the $5 stall out price? Yeah, so for AMC and Ape, what I said at the beginning of this past week is that because of the lawsuit uncertainty, that I expected them to mostly be range bound this week. And when there is some definitive news from the lawsuit, I think that for better or worse, for AMC or Ape, depending on what that news is, you'll see a sharp price move. So at any point this week coming up, well, we got the teleconference on Tuesday morning. If you see a sharp move Tuesday morning, oh, the chart people are going to tell you, it had nothing to do with the teleconference. That was the algo. Ants trades. No, it's because of the lawsuit. You can pretty much line up the second that teleconference is done. If there was any real news out of it, those stocks are going to move one way or the other. If it's a big nothing burger on the 25th, then okay, they met and they agreed to meet again in a week, well, you're not going to see anything happen. And so my thoughts on AMC and Ape, until we have company-specific news, they're going to basically be range-bound and subject to the overall market. If it's a good day in the market, they'll go up. If it's a bad day on the market, they'll go down. There's nothing to make them move right now. David, ¿cómo estás, amigo? Bienvenido. Ernest says, if Nancy Pelosi can hang on, I can hang on. Is she still, do we know Nancy's still holding? Oh, Steven said he had to go. Okay. Well, shit. David, the phone number, I wasn't sure if you spoke English because you wrote to me your comment in Spanish on the video or that post I made. I did answer you. The phone numbers, I believe, where's my Discord? The phone numbers, I believe, are all U.S. local numbers. There are 5 of them. And so you would probably have to pay the charges for an international call. So that was because of yourself and others in Europe that didn't want to pay the toll that were asking me about that the other day. I just wasn't even thinking I'll help my people out. I put up a thumbnail and never didn't really think much more of it. And then I woke up to some Discord messages this morning. Hey, someone's saying the judge doesn't want you to record the call. So I just changed it. So I'm not going to play the audio, but I will give you, as it's happening, I'll give you a live breakdown. That's the best I can do and not make the judge mad. And I do remember Chancery Daily last week saying something about, please, you guys, whatever you do, for the love of God, nobody broadcast this because we're gonna lose the rights to the phone in. It's not like anybody's gonna get arrested or anything, but the judge would just say, well, fine, if y'all are gonna record it, we're not gonna do it. I thought that when I read her post last week, it was about the Fox News trial, because the AMC one wasn't even posted at that point. This was like over a week ago. And it was nagging in the back of my brain when I put that thumbnail up. But I was like, no, that was too long ago she was talking about that. It had to have been the Fox thing. And I'm looking at the letter right here. It doesn't say anything, but I didn't scroll down to page 2. So, hey, even I make mistakes, guys. Like I said in the chat, jot down the date. And, Tony made a mistake. So I tell my wife, if I make a mistake, jot down the date, because in a year from now, you'll want to refer back to that. Just come on, work with me. It's a rough audience. It was an oversight. I apologize. Not intentional, for sure. I'm trying to do good by my viewers, and I made an oversight accidentally. Phineas says, if there's only 1,000 people per line, it's not going to be enough. I know. I'm probably going to have to wake up and start calling in at 5 a.m. Wonder what time you can start calling in. Good question. Anya, what's up? Yeah, Phineas. Imagine that. Tony didn't read the fine print. My bad. I posted the damn letter in my Discord, all right? But my mistake was only posting the first page. So when I set up my thumbnail, I didn't think about reading the second page because I was looking at this letter right here where I only posted the first page. I created my own problem by not posting the entire letter. Stupid. Hang on one second. Hello. Hello. What's up? All right. I will see you shortly. We're live streaming right now. All right. Love you. Bye-bye. All right. She's on her way back. So we're going to wrap this up at 8 o'clock. We got a movie at 8:30. You got 9 more minutes to get your questions in, guys. Ladies and gentlemen. It's Adam Aaron calling Tony. My wife was out doing some shopping for her mom. Her mom's kind of sick. She's on oxygen. So, it's hard for her to go do anything. So she was buying groceries, doing errands for her mom. She's on her way back. She said she'd be here right after 8 o'clock. Can I do an analysis on FRC? I think those regional banks are majorly undervalued. Saheb, I could do an analysis on them, but the risk of more bank collapse makes my analysis dangerous. So that's why I'm not covering the banks. Like I said a couple weeks ago, if you bought one that got beaten down in price over fears of the other, and nothing else bad happens, it's going to be a fantastic trade. But if more banks collapse, doesn't matter what analysis I do. And for that reason, I'm hesitant to make videos on them, if that makes sense. Because as soon as I do, another major bank will fail, and then everyone's going to blame me, or you said buy FRC. They're not going to remember that I said there's a lot of risk here if another major bank fails. Why does cautiousness care so much about Adam Aram? I mean, that's a speculative question because I've not asked Mark that. But if you want me to speculate, he's probably, Mark likes to identify companies that are troubled and are losing money. AMC fits that bill. It's not the only one he picks on. He's got lots of targets, and he's been right on most of them from my time of watching him. But I think what tipped him over the edge was when he was pushing the crypto thing and Adam Aron told him stand down. You know, Mark does not like pushback, especially publicly like that. So he's got maybe a bit of a personal axe to grind, and he really wants to be right that AMC is going to go bankrupt. Look, guys, there's a lot of shorts that do not want AMC to be able to do this reverse split and conversion, because it will pretty much seal the fate of the company, in my opinion. They won't have any ability to raise cash. Imagine if Ape was ruled illegal, for example. No one's going to buy Ape. Imagine, the reality is we're out of AMC shares, so we can't raise money there. We're loaded up on debt and interest rates are high. We can't really raise money there. And even if we did go raise more debt, that's just even more shorts are going to come after us. Like, the best scenario for a short seller right now is to push people to push against the reverse split and the conversion. It will seal the fucking doom of this company. That is my opinion. Prove me wrong. Show me your DD of how we survive till the end of this year with no cash raise. I will wait. Make a video. Lay it out with financials. Financials that a CPA can say, yep, this dude nailed it. This company's definitely, all the data is right here. They're definitely going to make it. You got to make a lot of leaps. You got to make a lot of fucking leaps that we're going to be profitable for the next 3 quarters. And I think we're going to be lucky to be profitable this quarter. For sure, almost 90% probability not profitable Q1, Q3, Q4. So for those of you that don't want the reverse split and conversion and you want Ape to be illegal, explain to me how we don't go bankrupt. By the end of the year, get your financial statements in order. Show me the cash flow, the profits, based on any historical data. This is exactly what the shorts want, and they are feeding information to certain people who then feed it to other people who can't understand financials, and they make it all about emotions. They're going to ruin your MOAS. I really don't care. I'm not trying to sway anybody. The vote already happened. I'm just telling you. If we lose this lawsuit thing, that is exactly what a short wants. Did I sell my Mullen during the run-up? Trevor, so that run-up from 10 cents to 16 cents, is that the one we're talking about? I had a sell order in at 20 cents, and it didn't trigger. So still holding my 10-cent Mullen. And I have a little bit at 25 cents. Let me go back to Mullen here. 10 cents. Yeah, it's still at 10 cents in after hours. So, with Mr. Harge News, Mr. Harge, right? He's Harge and in charge. I think, look, if people don't question this too much and people get excited about it, you could see a decent run up on this stock. I don't, what do you think? 20, 30, 50? I don't know. I don't really think Mullen's, here's what I said in the Discord, because they asked me this question. Should we buy it? Do you think it's going to run up? This is exactly what I told them a day or two ago. Mullen could run up on this news, but Mr. Mishery has got a bunch of dilution sitting out there waiting. So I can't tell you how long he's going to let it run up before he does some more cash raise, because he needs money. Mullen needs money. They also have very, very little income. A couple vans in a parking lot, 50 vans in a parking lot is not going to save their bacon. 1,000 vans in a parking lot is not going to save their bacon. So I would temper my excitement about Mullen run up and maybe have some brackets so that if it's moving, you can capture some profit. And if you really maybe it's going to go higher, well, save a little bit. If it goes higher, sell it in another bracket. But if it doesn't go higher, at least you offloaded some. I just worry about Mishery killing any price run up with dropping some more shares. He needs the money. And I don't blame him for that. That's not a blame the CEO thing. He's got an expensive fucking operation he's trying to get up and running. JM says, is a loss even on the table? You mean for AMC, a quarterly loss? Absolutely. Q1 would be, what, May 5th? I mean, our domestic box office in Q1 was the same as in Q4. And how much should we lose in Q4? I'm assuming you're talking about AMC, right? Domestic box office in Q4 was 1.7 billion, and AMC, oops, sorry, go to income statement. Damn, this shit's slow. Look at this blue bar creeping. The hell? It's supposed to have gigabyte internet. There we go. All right. Net income in Q4, same box office that we just finished in Q1, was negative 287 million, negative 27 cents EPS. I expect Q1 to be exactly the same. 200 million loss. 225. Q2, the one we're in right now, April, May, June, we got a chance. If a bunch of movies do like Mario, we got a chance of close to zero, maybe a profit, a penny. Too early for me to say. And then Q3 and Q4, we've already looked at the movies that are coming out. There's some good ones, but not enough to get us the numbers we need to have a profit this year. We have covered all of this extensively with the numbers and the financials on this channel. I'm happy to do it again if you guys want to see it, but I don't like putting out a shit ton of bad news. But this is very easy to see. You could just open up, go to stockanalysis.com or open up the financial statements at AMC. It's all right there. I mean, I'm not making up numbers. Go to Box Office Mojo and look at the quarterly box office, and then compare that to how we did on a similar quarter. It's going to be about the same. I've believe me, I've heard people say in the last week, so excited about AMC. They're announcing in the morning because they're going to have a profit. I don't know how you get a profit on 1.7 billion domestic box office. I would be ecstatic if they figured out a way to make that happen. But I don't know any real world of reality where that's possible. We need 2.75 billion minimum domestic box office to have a chance at breaking even. But in Q1 we had popcorn. We did. Pero no fue suficiente. It wasn't enough. I mean, that was a handful of stores. And we don't even know what the profit margin is on them. And I'm going to be conservative in my profit margin estimates. But the better news about popcorn, all right? Let's get back to good news. The end of April, which we're almost there, is supposed to be wide distribution to all the Walmarts of both pre-popped in the bag popcorn and microwave. This will be good news. If I'm hoping that they took the last 30 days. I don't care about the last 30 days. I know they were out everywhere. People were buying it. I hope they were measuring demand and building up inventory so that they can meet the demand when they go wide launch. Because you don't want to go wide launch in 2,000 stores and then run out after 2 days and have no inventory for 2 weeks. Like that's not a good business model. So the way I'm looking at it, they did a little tease. They got 2 thumbs up. Everybody liked the product. It sold out. And I'm hoping they've been running multiple lines, 3 shifts, building up the warehouse, especially on that microwave popcorn. And then right before the launch, get that pre-bagged popcorn out so that it's, relatively fresh. In my worldview, I won't really be able to tell you how popcorn did for 3 to 6 months unless Adam Aaron drops us a nugget on Twitter. Everyone that's throwing popcorn numbers out there is guessing, and I don't like to do that. I'm optimistic. That's what I can tell you. I think there's a healthy profit margin. I think it will be widely accepted. I think it will be constantly off the shelves. This is nothing but good news. But we're way early in this to think that popcorn is going to get us a profit. We're just too early. It'll get there. It will help. It's not going to be bad news. But I don't see any negativity. There's no reason to be negative about popcorn. It's just a matter of matching the supply to the demand. And that's, hey, I can't tell you, I forgot how many products I've launched globally. Maybe a dozen. I forget. It's always, every single time, a demand issue because you're doing production ramp. I didn't work in the food industry, no, but I've done many worldwide product launches, and every single time, sales and marketing is asking me, why can't we get more out? I'm like, I'm trying to get this fucking line, this manufacturing process dialed in. Give me a fucking break. Here's what I can commit to. They never liked the numbers I could commit to. But I gave them a ramp plan of when I could get to their numbers. And it was usually a month or 2 before, I would get production to a number that they would be happy with. That is just manufacturing, guys. I know it's not rocket science. It's just fucking popcorn. But I kind of view all manufacturing processes and logistics the same way. Doesn't really matter. If they subcontracted to a well-experienced popcorn manufacturer, that could make things go smoother. I don't know what they did. I don't know if they're subcontracting it or if they built their own line. Like, we haven't been given those details. Owning the float. What's up, amigo? Yeah, I get tired. I get tired owning the float of everybody saying Tony loves Adam Aaron. No, I understand the job Adam Aaron's doing. I understand the job that all these CEOs are doing. That's why, just for like all of them, GNS, Finger, GTII, it's so easy to predict that the stock prices are getting run up on FOMO, and the CEOs are roping people in because they need to unload convertible debt, for example, or they need to raise cash. Mullen too. That doesn't mean the CEO's evil. He's doing his job. It is up to us to use discretion and experience and look at the fucking financials to know what is an appropriate entry and what is a FOMO buy-in. So, look, if I'm going to sit here and explain to you why Adam is doing it, don't ever take that as like, oh, I'm just kissing Adam Aaron's ass. No, I'm trying to explain to you how he's thinking. You don't have to like it. I don't even like it sometimes. I know exactly the ramifications of all of these things that they must do, but they must do them. The alternative is all of our investment goes to zero, just like Bed Bath & Beyond. So, hey, I know there's people that are saying, let it go to zero. But you're in your own world then. Like, don't come on my channel. If your investment style is, I want everything to go to zero if I can't get my way, I don't want to deal with you. That is not the type of person I want to ever hear from in my life, on my channel, in my comments. You are destined to crater your own portfolio with that mindset. And I say good luck to you, and there's channels out there for you, but this is not it. We're going to talk real shit here. And it's not always going to be what you want to hear. I get it. Am I familiar with bonus issue of shares and how it resembles the payout of shares in the AMC settlement? What is bonus issue of shares? I asked our CPA, how is this going to be reflected on AMC's financials? Because like look, it's not something I've ever bothered really to look into. How is a payment of a lawsuit, an award of shares, categorized in the company financials? He told me that it would go into a liability account as a payment for a lawsuit. So that's about all I know about this at the moment. Until we have a decision, until we have a definite settlement and we know that it's going to go through, it doesn't really matter. Maybe like 60 days from now, 70 days from now, when it's done, then I'll need to think about, all right, well, now that we know it's costing the company $100 million, or costing us, however you want to say it, how is that going to be reflected in the next quarterly financials? That's when I will dig into that, because we will need to know that. We need to factor that into the model of how's that going to impact a quarter. All right, bonus issue of shares on Investopedia. Where is the wifey? She said she's going to be here 5 minutes ago. Movie starts at 8:30. It is 8:11, which means I usually like to leave at 8:15, get there right when the previews are starting, order my food, go to the bar, get a couple drinks, get in the theater about 8:40, 8:45, right when Nicole Kidman's coming on. I hate ordering my food and popcorn and then sitting through 20 minutes of previews. I want to sit down with my food right when the movie starts. But Steven told me, I said, Steven, is it gory? He's like, yeah, it's really bad. Like Terrifier bad. And I said, so get my food in my belly quick. He's like, no. He said, the first scene is really bad. I guess we'll have to eat through blood and gore. Bonus issue of shares refers to a company allocating additional shares from earnings or existing reserves to stockholders. That sounds like a dividend. Bonus issue increases a company's outstanding shares, but not its market capitalization. All right, I'll leave that up and read that when I come back. Looks like a dividend, but I'm not familiar with that phrase. So maybe I'm just misjudging it because I'm trying to read it in 2 seconds. Brazil, what's up, amigo? Andrew says, Yahoo Finance, according to the latest data, total domestic box office has hit $2.4 billion so far this year. Yeah, let's look at that real quick while we're waiting on Scarlett. She's starting to make me nervous now. She's cutting it close. So you can go to Box Office Mojo. This is where there's 2 sites that I use for my models on AMC's earnings to predict if we're going to have how much of a loss we're going to have, or if we have a shot at a profitable quarter. The last profitable quarter, guys, that we had was, look at this, $3.2 billion in domestic box office. We're not anywhere close to that. So at a bare minimum, we need something like this, 2.7, 2.725, 2.75. We haven't, the best we had last year was 2.3. So if we add up where we're at right now, Q2, 671 million, plus Q1, 1.7 billion. That's 2.3 billion. Not bad for 4 months in, but we need 11.5 billion for the year. And we're not going to get 2.7 billion in Q3 and Q4 this year. Not based on the movies I see coming. And that's just not my opinion. That's been vetted through other people. So I'm looking at this year as being at least 3 losing quarters. Got to survive till next year when more movies are out. The wild card that I'm not factoring in, let's just be totally straight up. The wild card that I'm not factoring in is any superb, unexpected benefit from popcorn in Walmart. I can't factor that in because I have no basis to factor it in. I would just be guessing. I mean, do you think we're going to sell $1 billion of popcorn in 3 months? Seems a bit far-fetched to me, but who knows? Who knows? I prefer to model my financials on a more conservative basis because you guys know by now, I hate being wrong. Hate being wrong. I'd rather be pleasantly surprised that they blew out the doors on popcorn than to make videos telling you we're going to be so damn rich off of popcorn, and then it contributed $10 million of profits or $1 million. I mean, I've heard the outlandish numbers. Don't get me wrong. I know what you're hearing out there on Space Calls and other videos. Look, I've done a lot of budgeting and forecasting and spreadsheet analysis in the last 20 years. And one thing I learned is don't fucking overcommit. As soon as Adam Aaron tells me some numbers in a tweet or an 8K or a filing, then I got something tangible to work on. Right now, everything is speculation. So I'm optimistic. I know it's going to be good going forward, but what it's going to mean Q2, Q3, Q4, wait for Adam to give us some real tangible data. Then I can help you get there. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to have to give her a call. She said, I'll be home at 8:04. It's 8:18 now. We're still good, but we're like, we need to be walking out the door right now. I'll send out a tweet and a community tab post after the movie. I think it's only like 90 minutes. Evil Dead Rise. Let's see. And then if I'm not too tired and full of popcorn and beer and lazy, then maybe I'll come on live later tonight. One hour, 36 minutes. Yeah, it's not that long. Should be home by 10:15. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I got 2 other videos out for you earlier today. Please go watch those if you haven't watched them. Leave a comment, like, share. Hope you learned something. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. Be safe if you're going out. Don't drink and drive. And we will catch you on the next one.